Is it your blood vessels or your nerves that's getting compressed and creating all that pain in your hands and arms? Here are 5 distinct characteristics to figure out the difference. My name is Adam. I'm the owner of TrainMassage.com, and I've helped thousands of people get rid of their nervy pain in record time using my online programs. Now, the first key characteristic is going to be whether it's cold or not. You see, when it's cold, it is your blood vessels that's going to end up becoming restricted and tight, creating more pain or creating that pain much faster. But your nerves, they should remain pretty neutral regardless of the temperature here. So basically, if your hand goes numb a lot faster when it's cold, then that's going to be a sign of your blood vessels getting compressed. Oh, and by the way, if you do have this kind of pain, but you're not sure where it's coming from, or even if you have carpal tunnel syndrome or thoracic outlet syndrome, then make sure to check out my free quiz, which also comes with a simple treatment depending on what you are diagnosed with, right? I'm not a doctor, but I do have some recommendations there for you. Once again, it is absolutely free. Go check it out right after this video. Now, another big telltale sign of it being more blood vessels that are getting compressed versus the nerve is going to be the color changes in your hands. Once again, because of the blood vessels that get compressed, the blood gets stuck in the hand or gets pulled out, which turns the hand into different colors. Another big key characteristic here is going to be your pulse. Again, if you have a weak pulse when you have your symptoms, that's going to be another sign for your blood vessels being the ones that are getting compressed versus the nerves. Now, we have a couple for the blood vessels, but what about the nerve? Here's one that I didn't really know. When it comes to nighttime, your nerves are more likely to be the ones that are getting compressed thanks to the fluid shifts that usually happen throughout the night. Meaning you're usually stuck to one side or another. That's to say you're sleeping on your left side. Throughout the day, throughout the night, all the fluids are ending up going down into those tight spaces, which may end up creating that compression. It's kind of similar to being on your feet all day while the blood ends up running to your feet and your feet end up getting a little swollen, which creates some kind of compression around all the areas. Similar thing is happening here at nighttime, which results in that compression in your nerves. Now, the next key characteristic is going to be your arm elevation. If you have your blood vessels that are getting compressed, anytime you raise your arm and hold it there for a little bit, usually that's going to allow the blood to come back into the body and help that pain. But if you have nerve compression, then raising the arm and holding it there is actually going to make it worse. And the reason why is because now you're creating some kind of compression on those nerves by raising the arm up and making those muscles around those nerves contract and hold that contraction, that compression for about a minute or two, which creates your pain. Now, I know I said 5, but here are 2 more. Another big key characteristic here is going to be muscle atrophy. Atrophy, damn it. Atrophy is pretty much just when the muscle is dying. And again, this is going to be because the nerves are not able to send the regular pulses to the hand, to the arm, which make the muscles contract. And with that rule, if you don't use it, you lose it, you're going to end up losing the muscles in your hand and your fingers. Now, the final one is going to be uniformity, basically what we're going to call it when it comes to the compression. You see, when you have compression on your blood vessels, that's usually going to affect the entire hand, from the hand to the fingers to all of them, right? But nerves, they follow a very specific path in the body, which means if you only feel pain in maybe 1 to 2 fingers here on the sides, that's going to be a sign it's a nerve, because that is where the nerve traces out, in this case the ulnar nerve. So pain in the whole hand, symptoms of the entire hand is going to point to some kind of compression on the blood vessels, while symptoms in just a few fingers, right, doesn't matter which ones, kind of, then that's going to point to more nerve pain. So those are your 7 key characteristics to tell the difference between whether it is your nerves getting compressed or your blood vessels getting compressed. But if you're still not sure where is getting compressed, or if you have both carpal tunnel syndrome and thoracic outlet syndrome, make sure to check out my free quiz, which only takes 2 minutes to complete. The link for that is in the description below. Go do it right now if you're not sure.